Hi, this is Shamkar from Ekascloud. In this video, I will explain about Elastic IP in AWS. As we all know, every system will have a public and private IP address. For example, let us take, I have launched the EC2 instance now. Here you can see I have launched a Linux server and this server will have a public and private IP address. As you all know, there is a difference between the public and private IP address. First, I will discuss that, then we will move on to why do we need Elastic IP address for only the public address. Okay, so for only the public IP address. So the difference between two is the public IP address is something which will be unique and it will be used for internet communication. Whereas if we take private IP address, it is only used for local communication. For example, let's say we have a local server in our office or at our home. So to communicate between those computers, we can use private IP address so that it can be connected locally and it is not directly accessed to the internet. We cannot directly access the internet with the help of the private IP address and it is assigned by the router. So the router will assign the private IP address of the devices, whereas the public IP address is assigned by the internet service provider. The internet service provider will assign the public IP address for that particular device or particular server or system. So, for example, let us say I have a public IP address for this server. Now I will stop the instance now. So if I stop the instance, here you can see we have IP address 15.207.71.166. So this is the public IP address I have at this point when we have launched this server. Now I have stopped the server. Let us wait for some time so that this server get fully stopped. So as we can see here, the server is stopped and the public IP address is also released. So if I again start the instance, a new public IP address will be assigned to this server. So I have started the instance again. So now here we can see the public IP address has changed. We have something like 15 point, now it has changed to 52.66.70.78. So as I said before, the public IP address is unique all over the globe. It should be unique all over the globe. No other system will have the same public address, whereas it is not in case of private IP address. It can be repetitive, but the public IP address should be unique all over the globe. So, as I said before, we use this public IP address to access anywhere from the internet. You can use this IP address so that we can access the internet. So, as it is changing continuously, we have something called elastic IPs. So with the help of the elastic IP in AWS, we can purchase the IP, we can purchase a public IP for our instance. Let us say we have a web server here and we want the public IP address for that web server. So we can purchase the elastic IP address. I will go to elastic IP. Here you can see with the help of elastic IP address, we can allocate IP address. So I will give allocate IP address and I will click allocate. So now here we can see this is the public IP address which I have purchased. So it will be unique. It will not be used anywhere in the world. So I can use this public IP address and assign this thing to my EC2 instance so that even though my server gets stopped, the public address will not get changed. So I have assigned this. So I have purchased or allocated this IP for public address. Now I am going to allocate this to my EC2 instance. So I'll give associate. Now we have to select the instance we want to associate. So this is the server, and you have to choose the public private IP address of the server. So now if I give associate, so this public IP address which we have purchased or allocated will be assigned to this EC2 instance. If I refresh again, here you can see the public IP address is assigned to this EC2 instance, to this EC2 server. So even if I stop and start again, this IP public IP address will not change. So I will stop the instance now. As I said before, using this public VIP before only we can able to access the website. If you are hosting any web server on this EC2 instance, we can use this public IP4 address so that we can access this through the internet. So that is the need we are for the public IPv4 address. So the instance gets stopped, but the IPv4 address is still the same. Even if I start the instance, it will not change. As I said before, we have purchased this IPv4 address and we have associated that IPv4 address which I have purchased in Elastic IP to this EC2 instance so that it will not get changed. So this is about the Elastic IP address. Thank you.